I know that my 4 times great-grandfather, William Gilmore, was born in Garva in around 1821. I know nothing about him. What would his early life have been like here?
Well, Garva would have been a predominantly rural town, so most people would be employed in farming and would have been involved in the textile industry as well. So I suppose for William, in terms of work, his choices would have actually been quite limited. So our very first document actually shows us that William Gilmore is not in Garva anymore. So it's the Londonderry Standard here from 1844.
So he would have been 23-ish.
Exactly, yep.
We have much pleasure in stating that Mr. William Gilmore of Garva has been appointed apothecary to the Liverpool South Dispensary.
So an apothecary is what we would understand as a chemist.
Yeah, there's a running theme in my family with this.
Really?
On both sides of the family now, which is peculiar. So his work has now taken him to Liverpool.
Yes, exactly. And obviously if he's working in Liverpool, he's quite close to the docks and it would have been a very busy port. So he would be treating people maybe who got injuries on board some of those ships and also treating people who would have got diseases. So he's really learning on the job here.
Wow. It's such big news. It made a paper as well. Wow.
Yeah. So the next document dates to 1851.
What is this document?
A census.
OK, right. Yeah. So he's still in Liverpool at 31, so he's been there for quite some time now.
He has.
William Gilmore, rank, professional occupation, chemist and druggist. Wow, and then so is this the rest of his family here?
Yep, so we have, now he's married.
Elizabeth, wife, born Bucks Halcott. So Buckinghamshire?
Yep.
Wow, how did they meet?
Must have been in Liverpool.
She's on a girls' weekend in Liverpool and meets William. Goodness me. And then Bessie, imagining that's his daughter.
Exactly.
Kate.
Yeah. And you can see as well he has an assistant working in the chemist and he also has a servant.
That's incredible, because that's not a huge amount of time. So he was 23 when he arrived in Liverpool, and then by 31, he's found himself a wife, he's had children, and he's started up, seemingly, a successful career for himself.
Yep.
Wow.
So now we have the Coleraine Chronicle.
What a wonderful big book. So this is Saturday, May the 20th, 1854. Mr. William Gilmore, surgeon.
Yeah, so the term wouldn't be what we would understand as a surgeon, it'd be more of a GP.
OK, wow. Member of the Royal Pharmaceutical Society of Great Britain, Bridge Street, Coleraine.
Coleraine would be quite close to us here in Garva. So he has now moved back with his English-born wife.
Yeah. So at this point in 1854, he seems to have settled quite nicely back to his home region.
You would think that, Fearne, but let me show you the next...
There's always another surprise, isn't there? There's always another surprise.
So this is the Coleraine Chronicle again. This is from 1855.
So this is less than a year after the last newspaper. Medical appointment. We understand that Dr. Gilmore of this town has been appointed medical superintendent of this screw steamship Great Britain, which has been chartered by government as a transport to convey troops to the Crimea and bring back invalids. Wow, so he's off on a ship.
He's on the SS Great Britain, yep. This is less than a year after he was announcing himself as setting up his practice in Coleraine. So for whatever reason, whether it didn't go well or he got itchy feet and he decided to head off again. But you'll remember that he had brought his wife and his children back to Coleraine and now he's heading off on a ship.
I mean, if that were me and I just not only moved from where I was born, but had just settled and I had young kids, I'd be livid.
Absolutely.
Like, you're not going on that ship, I'm afraid.
Yeah, it was a lot for her to take.
I don't care about your certificates and your career. You're staying here.
Yeah.
You're staying put. Get back in that surgery. Very angry. But I'm very selfish.
The SS Great Britain was the largest ship in the world when it launched in 1843 as a state-of-the-art passenger liner to cross the Atlantic to New York. But when the Crimean War began a decade later, ships like the Great Britain were commandeered to take troops and supplies to the Black Sea, 3,000 miles away, and bring back injured and sick soldiers. And the man responsible for their welfare was the ship's surgeon, William Gilmore.